Hi everyone, in this video we're going to talk about angle types and angle relationships. I think that several of these angle types you already know about, but I bet some of the angle relationships might be new to you. So we'll start with the easy ones. We've got types of angles: right angle, acute angle, and obtuse angle. So a right angle is an angle with a degree measure of 90 degrees. So you can see in the picture, these are right angles and these are not right angles. Okay, for acute angle, if you look at the pictures, I bet you can remember what this one means. If these are acute angles, look at the main angle measures, and then these are not acute angles. An acute angle is an angle with a degree measure less than 90 degrees. And then obtuse angle, these are obtuse angles and these are not. So an obtuse angle is an angle with a degree measure that is greater than 90 degrees, but we are going to also add in here that it has to be also less than 180 degrees. All right, next we're going to talk about some angle relationships, and this is where some of this might be new, or maybe you haven't talked about it or thought about it in a while. The first one is called adjacent angles. So I've got 4 pictures here of adjacent angles, and then I have some examples that are not adjacent angles. I just want you to take a moment and just observe the pictures and see if you can try to tell what the ones on the left have in common and how the ones on the right are different. So pause the video, just take a minute and observe. Okay, so hopefully you were noticing that, first of all, adjacent angles are connected together, right? We've got some down here that are not connected, and all of these are connected. Second, you also may have noticed that they're connected in a special way. They are connected right at their endpoint, or where the endpoint of the two rays are, and we're here, like that's not happening, right? That's something different. And the other thing that they have in common is that there's this shared ray in the middle of them. So the two angles, they are connected at their endpoint, but they're also stuck together where that ray is in the center of the two angles, which is different over here. Like here, there's an extra angle inside of there. Here, the angle B is actually referring to this bigger angle. So they're kind of stuck together on this ray. So let's see if we can put this into some words. So adjacent angles are two angles that have a common side and a common vertex, and don't overlap. There's no numerical relationship between adjacent angles. You can see there's nothing about the actual numbers in these diagrams. It's just how they're placed. So there are two angles that share a common side and a common vertex. And you can see that common side and the common vertex, like here's the common side, and then that point is the common vertex. There's the common vertex, and then this is that common side, that common ray. And then here is the vertex, and this is the side, and here is the vertex, and then that's the common side of the angle. And the other pictures don't all have that. They might have one of these characteristics, but not all of the things that fit into the definition. Okay, the next two you've probably heard of before: complementary angles and supplementary angles. So just pause the video and take a moment and read what you're seeing here for what they are and look at what they aren't. Do the same thing for supplementary. So just take a couple minutes and read through these two boxes, look at the pictures, and come back and we'll talk about them. Okay, so these two are relatively simple. They are two complementary angles, are two angles that have a sum of 90 degrees. Notice that they can be touching, but they don't have to, right? Here are two angles that are complementary that are not touching. We don't know if these are or not. We don't know where they are. Here, these two angles are not touching, or sorry, they are touching, and they're complementary. So basically, complementary angles, you could have one angle in your room and one angle in China, and those two angles are still complementary. So we don't care where they are, it's just two angles that happen to have a sum of 90 degrees. All right, supplementary angles, you can see in this picture that they just have a sum of 180 degrees. So supplementary angles are two angles that have a sum of 180 degrees. And again, they don't have to touch. They might, but they might not. There's no rule about that they have to be physically connected in any way to be supplementary. It's just about the numerical relationship. All right, the last two types of angles always seem to cause students the most trouble. They're not that hard, but they're definitely something that most students find is new to them when they come into geometry. So I'm just going to talk through these two types. So vertical angles. If we look at the examples of vertical angles, it says angle 1 and angle 2 in this diagram are vertical angles. So those two are vertical angles. Okay, let's look at the next picture. Angle 3 and angle 4. Well, those are vertical angles. And then in the final picture, angle AED, so that's this angle down here, and angle BEC, which is the angle up here. That's a pair of vertical angles. But then it also says that angle AEC and angle DEB are vertical angles. Okay, let's look at some things that are not vertical angles. So we've got this angle 1 and angle 2 in this first picture. These two angles are not vertical. So notice how they look different in their placement compared to what we saw over there. Let's point out maybe angle 7 and 8. Those are not vertical angles. So even though some of these pictures look a little bit similar to the first pictures, they're not placed in the same way. So hopefully, I'm hoping that you're seeing that in this set, vertical angles are formed when there's two lines that are intersecting. And then the two angles that are considered a pair of vertical angles are always across from each other, right? So that's a pair. It wasn't labeled here, but this angle up here and the one down here would also be a pair of vertical angles. Let's see if we can put this into words. Vertical angles are two angles formed by intersecting lines and share a common vertex, but not a common side. So that is sort of the textbook definition of vertical angles. I find that that's a little bit confusing to students. The way I like to describe vertical angles is that they're always formed from an X. The X could be narrow, the X could be wide, the X could even just be more like a T, but I could turn that sideways. They can meet at right angles, but they're formed by an X, and it's two angles that are across from each other. So like this angle and this angle, or this angle and this angle. So vertical angles are formed from an X, and it's two angles across from each other. The other thing that we know about vertical angles is that they're congruent. So I'm going to stick this in here. So vertical angles are congruent. So each pair, the two angles are congruent to each other. So again, if we look at one of these examples, this first one, angle 1, is the same measure as angle 2, and you can sort of see that by looking at it. Angle 3 is the same as angle 4. This angle AEC, the yellow one, is congruent to angle DEB, and so on. So vertical angles basically are formed by an X. All right, the next pair, a linear pair of angles, if you first glance, we're already seeing some X's. So let's see if we can look at which ones are linear pairs and which ones are not. So in this first set, we've got angle 1 and 2. So this angle 1 and 2, those are a linear pair. Well, they're not on opposite sides of an X, so that's a different thing already. Angle 3 and 4, They're not on opposite sides of an x. And then in the last diagram, or actually the first one, but the last statements here, we've got angle AED and angle AEC. So we're referring to this angle, angle AED, and then angle AEC. So that would be this angle. So hopefully you're seeing how this is very different from the vertical angles. And then let's just look at a few examples of what they're not. So some of these are looking a little bit the same as the first set, but there's something very different. So angle 5 and 6, they're still sort of side by side, but there's something else very unique that's happening in the first set, and see if you can tell. Angle 1 and 2, they're still sort of side by side, right? But they're not in the same, they're not formed in the same way. Let's see if we can put this into words. So a linear pair of angles is two angles that share a common vertex and a common side. Where did we see that in our definition today? That was, if you look up, that beginning is exactly how it started for adjacent angles. So that's the first part, right? They share a common vertex and they share a common side. But there's one more piece we have to add to this that makes it very different for a linear pair of angles, that makes them different from adjacent angles. So we're going to add here, so they share a common vertex and they share a common side, and their non-common sides form a line. Let's look back at the first couple of examples to see what this really means. So in this picture here, we knew that angle AED and AEC are forming a linear pair. Well, again, it was this angle and this angle. What it's saying is they share this common side. The common side is right there. The non-common side, which would be that and this, form this straight line. Well, another way of saying that is basically those two angles are making 180 degrees, or they're supplementary. So a linear pair of angles is two angles that are connected like adjacent angles, but they're also making a straight line, meaning that they're supplementary. So we're going to add a simpler definition to our paper. So a linear pair of angles, another way of saying it is that they are adjacent angles that are supplementary. So remember, supplementary angles, when we looked at that definition earlier, they could touch, but they don't have to, right? When they do touch, when they're connected, now they're called a linear pair. So a linear pair of angles is two angles that share that one common side. They're connected like adjacent angles, but now they're also supplementary. So it's like a combination of those two types of angles. Think about this statement. Are all supplementary angles linear pairs? The answer to that would be no, they're not, right? Some of them are connected, some are not. Think about this statement. Are all linear pairs supplementary? And the answer to that would be yes. So to be a linear pair, they need to be both adjacent and supplementary at the same time. Okay, a couple more questions. Give the supplement of a 20-degree angle. So if you think about, if you have one angle, it's 20 degrees, what would its supplement be? And it needs to be a supplement, it has to add up to 180. So a supplement would be 160 degrees. Give the supplement of a 120-degree angle. So to be the supplement of 120 degrees, it would need to add up to 180, so it would be 60 degrees. Okay, a 40-degree angle is the supplement of a 140-degree angle. All right, on the right, we've got some about complements. Give the complement of a 20-degree angle, so it has to make a total of 90 degrees, so the complement would be 70. Give the complement of an 85-degree angle, and that would be 5 degrees. A 40-degree angle is the complement of a 50-degree angle. Okay, hopefully you know a little more about angles today.